Tom's English Adventure. Tom was a 22-year-old university student from Spain. He had always dreamed of visiting England to improve his English skills and experience British culture. Although he had taken English classes throughout school, he never felt truly confident speaking the language. So, when an opportunity arose to study abroad in London for a semester, he eagerly accepted. When Tom arrived in London, he felt both excited and nervous. The city was buzzing with people from all over the world, and he couldn't wait to immerse himself in the language. However, his first few days were harder than he expected. He found himself struggling to understand the British accent, especially when people spoke quickly. Even simple tasks like ordering coffee or asking for directions made him anxious. Determined to improve, Tom decided to make a few goals. His first goal was to speak only English, even with other international students. He knew it would be tempting to speak Spanish, but he wanted to push himself. His second goal was to learn 5 new English words every day. With these goals in mind, Tom felt ready to tackle his language journey. One day, Tom went to a local cafe to practice his English. He ordered a cappuccino, feeling proud that he didn't stumble over his words. As he sat by the window, he overheard a group of British students talking about a movie they had recently watched. Tom listened closely, trying to catch every word. When they laughed, he laughed too, even though he didn't fully understand the joke. Seeing Tom's interest, one of the students, named Sarah, invited him to join their table. Tom felt nervous, but he knew it was an excellent opportunity to practice speaking. Sarah asked him about Spain, and Tom explained where he was from and why he was in London. His sentences were simple, but he was thrilled that they understood him. The students were friendly and patient, and they helped him with words he didn't know. Tom soon made it a habit to visit the same cafe every week. He became friends with Sarah and her group, and they would often invite him to hang out after class. Through these conversations, Tom started picking up British slang. He learned words like cheers for thank you, mate for friend, and knackered for tired. These new words made him feel like he was truly blending in. As the weeks went by, Tom's English improved significantly. He began understanding jokes, and he even started making his own, much to his friends' amusement. One evening, Sarah invited him to her family's house for a traditional British dinner. Tom was excited but also worried about making a good impression. When he arrived, he was greeted warmly by Sarah's parents, who encouraged him to speak about his experiences in England. During dinner, they served roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, and gravy, foods Tom had only heard about. He loved the flavors and thanked Sarah's mother for the meal, saying it was brilliant. Everyone laughed, and Sarah's father clapped him on the back, saying, "You're becoming a real Brit now, Tom." This dinner marked a turning point for Tom. He felt more confident in his English abilities and realized he was becoming part of the community. Inspired by his progress, he set a new goal for himself, to volunteer at a local charity shop. He wanted to practice English in a different setting and meet more people outside his usual circle of friends. Working at the charity shop was challenging but rewarding. Tom had to help customers find items, answer their questions, and manage the cash register. Each interaction improved his confidence. He learned to use polite phrases like, "Can I help you with anything?" and "Thank you for your donation." The shop's regular customers grew fond of Tom, and he enjoyed hearing their stories about life in London. One day, an elderly woman named Mrs. Jenkins came into the shop looking for a gift for her grandson. She spoke quickly and with a strong accent, and Tom struggled to understand her at first. He politely asked her to repeat herself, and she did so with a smile. After finding the perfect gift, she patted Tom's hand and said, "You're doing wonderfully, dear. Keep at it." Mrs. Jenkins's encouragement meant a lot to Tom. It reminded him of his grandmother back in Spain, who had always supported his dreams. That evening, Tom called his family to share his progress. They were thrilled to hear about his new friends and the confidence he had gained. As his semester in London was coming to an end, Tom felt a mix of emotions. He was proud of how far he had come, but he was also sad to leave his new friends and the city he had grown to love. His English was much stronger than when he arrived, and he felt ready to tackle new challenges back in Spain. On his last day in London, Sarah and her friends organized a farewell party for him. They gave him a small gift, a book of British slang, with their favorite words highlighted. Tom laughed as he flipped through it, recognizing many of the phrases he had learned. They also wrote him a letter, thanking him for his friendship and wishing him luck in the future. Tom promised to return to London someday and to keep practicing his English. As he boarded the plane back to Spain, he felt grateful for the memories he had made and the lessons he had learned. Tom's English adventure had been challenging, but it was an experience he would cherish forever.